Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another video today. Today we will be getting a channeled message for the collective. This is a general read. Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guides. May I see you please guide me, assist me, protect me, providing clear and concise messages to the benefit of the collective. Thank you for this. Something about a belt buckle or some sort of buckle, something buckling, or the world. Thank you. Heavenly Father, Spirit, ancestors, friends, angels, messages for the collective. What does the collective need to know at this time? Messages for the collective. Messages for the collective. What does the collective need at this time? Messages, Heavenly Father and Spirit, angels, guides, ancestors, messages for the collective. Someone's forlorn, okay. Four of Wands. Messages for the collective. The Hermit. Someone could be looking at getting a new house, or someone could be looking at their heritage. Someone could be under investigation. Someone could be under house arrest. Page of Cups. Someone who is the Empress. Collective, something about an Empress. This could be you. You could be in your Empress energies. There could be an Empress external. This could be about someone's mother figure or a matriarchal energy. This could be someone at the head of a group. This could be someone who owns their own business. Boss energy, feminine, okay? Divine feminine energy or less than divine. The Empress and the Page of Cups on the bottom. So we could have the parent-child dynamic. Or this could be someone in their nurturing era. Collective, this could be you and your Empress energies in your nurturing era of abundance. Eight of Wands. Something happening quickly. Someone traveling, perhaps. Messages about this Empress. What about this Empress? What does the collective need to know about this Empress? What about this Empress? Messages. Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit. Strength inverted. Someone is weak. There's a weak Empress out here. Someone feels weak without you. Someone feels weak in comparison to you. Someone is comparing themselves to you. You could be in these Empress energies and someone is comparing themselves to you and they're focusing on nothing but shortcomings, or someone is comparing someone else to you. Someone's weaknesses are shining through where your virtues are apparent. So someone is trying to compete where they don't even compare. Someone is trying to tear you down, collective. Someone could be saying this lack of strength or weak will or something about you. Someone could be saying that you're this weak empress or that you're false. Okay? Or someone could be in this weak energy, and this individual in this weak energy could be this empress. Take it as it resonates. The empress is in the upright and strength is inverted. So this could be an empress, someone's mother, or someone at the head of a group or matriarch or figure who is like giving into weaknesses right now. Okay, someone who maybe is not able to or willing to fight their inner demons. They're not willing to look at themselves and grow as an individual. They're instead choosing to do the easy thing, give over into weaknesses, give over into temptations, give into energies of the devil. This could be an empress who feels that they've given their power away, okay? Or someone could feel that they've given their power away by comparing themselves to you. I keep getting this sort of comparison energy. Okay, collective, I don't feel that you're comparing yourself to anyone. I feel that you're living your own life, you know. I feel that you are sitting in these empress energies, but there are external energies who are inverted empress energies as well. So take it as it resonates. There's many different storylines going on here. Thank you. The Three of Pentacles inverted. Okay, so someone who previously had strength in numbers, someone who previously was supported by a group, someone who derived strength or position of power or authority through a group or through individuals working together in the environment, or some level of support or community, or some job. Someone was supported by their job, someone had the ability to abuse some level of power or authority, like I'm saying, maybe through their job or through their connections with other people here in the environment, or in societal groups or work environment or something else, church or something, where individuals gather together here in the material. This individual could be an empress. This individual could be somebody's mother, okay? That individual could be the one who's, you know, experiencing, I'm getting like fall energies. Someone who previously had strong support or strong, you know, someone who previously had an ability, someone who was supported previously by a group or a position at work or a group, some sort of foundation. So that foundation, that support has been withdrawn or has fallen away or is no longer existent, or someone has aged out, something has changed in this person's environment. Again, this person could be a Libra or someone, you know, who would be described as somebody's mother, somebody who might give over into their weaknesses or their temptations, someone who might be weak of character, but also be someone's mom or be the head of a business or something like that. Okay. This could be someone at the head of this group, this maternal figure perhaps, this feminine. This could be someone who has taken down a whole group. Like, there could be a Leo in this group who feels that they've given their power away to some mother figure or some toxic feminine in their life. Okay. There could be a Leo who feels that they worked in the environment to tear down their own foundation at the behest of this mother figure or this feminine at the head of this group or this company or this family or whatever this is. whatever this grouping is, okay? So, those are the energies present here with this inverted. So there could have been, in regards to your energies in the upright here, collective, there could have been a group with ill intent, including a Leo perhaps, who was, you know, just shooting daggers at you, you know. They just had it out for you. This group with ill intent here in the material. Or this group that was like, what's the word? Sloppy. They're doing sloppy work. They're sloppy out here. There's this little ragtag group of sloppiness. Messy. There's this little messy group. Okay? And they try to come up against you. Some, you know, this group could be like just a weak, you know, like they consider themselves strong by grouping together, but they're just, you know, they're weak-willed. So, you know, they just gave over into weaknesses and temptation instead of anything else, right? Eight of Swords. These individuals could be facing imprisonment, or someone could be on that, I was getting that house arrest energy. Okay, someone could feel that they've given their power away because they're now either facing imprisonment, they're all stuck in their head, so they're, you know, in a mental prison. Okay, or someone could feel that they, you know, are stuck like this, not able to make a move, and they got themselves in this position. This could be the individual who's under house arrest right now, or this could be the individual who would be described as the Leo in the group who feels that they ruined their life working with these people who had negative intent, or they feel that they ruined their life having negative intent for someone as lovely and abundant and nurturing as you, collective, in these upright and Empress energies, at the behest of someone who is themselves an Empress in the inverted energy. So this Eight of Swords, someone could have tried to trap you in the environment. That could have been the specific ill intent toward you, collective. Eight of Swords. Something about a mental prison, or someone stuck in their head, or could be a feminine figure, someone's mother who's under house arrest, or could be someone who feels that they've given their power away to someone who could be described as a maternal figure or a feminine at the head of a group. And that individual themselves could be under some sort of arrest or imprisonment, homebound or otherwise. Someone could just be stuck in their head, not know what to do next, you know. The Lovers could be a couple or a Gemini. This feminine energy here, the Empress could be a Libra, the Empress could be a Gemini. You could be a Libra, the other Empress in the inverted could be a Gemini. Take it as it resonates. The Devil, a Capricorn. You could be a Capricorn, there could be a Capricorn involved, or these are the energies of that weakness, that temptation. The Devil searching for weakness and temptation in individuals. The Devil searching for a way in. The Devil working through this mother figure or this Empress in the inverted. Two of Cups. A relationship. The Devil looking for an end. Some sort of emotional tie for which to be warped. For which to be poisoned or severed. Okay, thank you. The Page of Wands. So this Leo could be this Empress's fire sign child, Leo in particular. So we have parent-child dynamic. There could be a parent and child who are in trouble, either some combination of that stuck or imprisonment or mental trap energy, or their intention toward you was to trap you, and this was a mother and child dynamic that wanted to trap you, or someone wanted to trap someone who would be described as a mother in a mother and child dynamic. Someone could have tried to use a child in order to trap their own mother. Someone could have someone's child could have come up with this plan or been involved in this plan and been attacking their own mother, or had negative intent toward their own mother, or someone could have been following their own mother with this, weakness. Someone would, definitely exhibit a weakness toward their own parent. That type of abuse would be difficult to overcome. So an ill-intended mother could definitely lead their own child down the wrong path. So that's what this looks like might have happened here. An ill-intended mother, either a Libra or a mother, led their own child down the wrong path. The Page of Wands here, a fire sign or a Leo in particular. This Leo or this fire sign child in particular could have been led down the wrong path, could have been led down the path of temptation, could have been led down the devil's path by their own parent or their own mother, right? Someone who's supposed to be loving and supposed to teach them the right way. Instead, they taught them the wrong way. And this Empress themselves, this mother themselves, they might have been taught the wrong way too. But everybody has the same 24 hours in the day. I keep being given this example of everybody has the same time. Not everybody has the same background. Not everybody has the same issues or the same gifts. Not everybody has the same story or is dealing with the same thing. Everybody's life looks different. But as far as the choices we make on a daily basis and the time that passes, no matter whether you've only had, 10 years on the earth or whether you've had 70 years on the earth, every day spent is the same 24 hours in the day. So people making choices that affect not only their own lives, but other people's lives, especially affecting the lives of their own children in a negative way, that's such a poor use of connections here in the environment. To destroy your relationship with your own child here in the environment. And then what a poor upbringing for that child too. It's like you almost feel sorry for this cycle of abuse that is so apparent. Collective, it might be so obvious to you. You might be able to look at this and go, okay, why am I able to make these choices for myself while others seem to just give over? And it's because, others are weaker of character than you. That's the truth. The truth of the matter is your energy collective keeps coming out on top, superior, and that's not to give you a big ego or to give you a big head or an inflated sense of ego or pride or to feel that or to tell you that you should feel superior. This is the Holy Spirit letting you know that you keep coming out as superior when tested. You're not going around touting yourself as superior. You generally come out as superior when you and other people are tested. And this is going back to the energy of people trying to compare themselves to you, or other people comparing people to you. People comparing themselves or people comparing other people to you. Even trying to pit people against you, So this could be somebody's mother who didn't want for you to, steal their son away. That energy is prevalent a lot. They could have seen you as competition, and, they could have been willing to destroy the life of their own child just because they didn't want to see their child break free from a toxic home environment that they had them in. And so, you know, they can't have you interfere. If you are a positive influence on someone's life, their son or their daughter, okay, and they're a toxic influence on that individual's life, your partner, their son, their daughter, whatever, they're obviously going to not, you know, just all of a sudden going to become not toxic. No, there's going to be a clashing of energies. There's going to be a tug and a pull. There's going to be, you know, I mean, this Empress inverted energy is giving problematic to begin with. Someone who is just problematic. So, I don't know how exactly this resonates in your story, but it's looking like, you know, some mother figure out here attacked you because you were everything that they could never be, or you represent everything that they like to pretend they are, but they are not really. Here you are, the actual thing, the real deal. Here you are, an Empress in the upright. And, you know, they've been over here pretending to be just that. They've been over here lying to themselves and anybody who will listen that they are just that. They've been over here comfortable, sitting in their luxurious comfort, insulated by, you know, probably generations of this very specific type of toxicity or abuse. And so here they are doing their part in it, right? Being an abused person, trying to raise other abused people, being a toxic individual, trying to raise other toxic individuals. And then here you come, some sort of, you know, sparkly, shiny ray of sunshine. They're in their dark cave of wallow and woe, you know, and here you are with your flashlight of light, your knowledge, your guiding light. You're like the, you know, the breath of fresh air in this environment. And this Empress in the inverted just could not have that for their baby girl or their baby boy or whatever this is, parent-child dynamic. Or it could be even like grandparent, like a grandparent feeling ownership over a grandchild and trying to, like, you know, circumvent the power and authority that the child, their child, or the, you know, the child's parent would have. Or trying to, you know, be subversive and, you know, usurp authority from their own child, from the, you know, the grandchild's parent. That also, that energy is present a lot too. It's, you know, people playing mind games, people playing games and toying with people's emotions and the emotional bond, and all the while destroying their own relationship with these people, you know, because people grow up out of this. And not everybody who grows up in abusive and toxic environments turns out to be abusive and toxic. Some people, like you, collective, some people choose better for themselves. Some people know when to be like, no, this is not for me. Some people recognize toxic and they treat it as toxic because it's toxic. And, you know, I'm getting the energy that you said no to this toxicity, and they want to blame you for it. They want to attack you for it, and then they want to blame you for their attacks not working, that sort of thing. 10 of Pentacles. This is something about family or something about a lot of money, an inheritance perhaps. Again, this could be some sort of mind games or thievery involving inheritance, dealing with generations, parents, children, and grandchildren. I'm getting that energy. So collective, if that storyline resonates with you, you know, some parent of yours or some in-law of yours trying to subvert your authority, trying to usurp your authority, trying to take you out for some inheritance you're supposed to get or your children are supposed to get, trying to take you out of the picture, trying to make you a non-factor, trying to pretend like you don't exist, or trying to harm you in the environment so that they can actually take everything for themselves, trying to steal the children from you so that, you know, they can have authority and power over the child's life or the money that comes along with that, or Any combination of that, take it as it resonates. This energy, that's what this energy is all over the place. The Ace of Pentacles, you're highly gifted, okay? No matter what was taken from you, you'll always be gifted much more in return. So, and just remember, people can't be taken from you. Money can be taken, time can be taken. Time can be taken from, you know, relationships that you would have had with people, but people cannot be taken from you. If people choose where they want to be, regardless of whether they're your parent, regardless of whether they're your partner, regardless of whether they're your sibling, your extended relative, your child, or some other extension, your best friend, your brother from another mother, or something like that, okay? It doesn't matter. You can say no to toxicity, because anyone who can turn against you will turn against you. That sometimes is the lesson. The Tower. Just like anything someone can use against you, they will use against you in a court of law. So you should protect yourself against that as such. But that doesn't mean live your life in fear and worry that everyone's going to attack you, that you can't say what you feel or be who you are or look how you want to look or do what you want to do. You just have to remember to keep everything in reason, keep everything light, keep everything cute, keep everything moving, and just remember you're the only one you have control over, you know? So it's a Tower for individuals who would want to attack you because, you know, they feel some kind of way and they want to blame you for it, okay? It's a Tower for individuals who want to steal from you, whether it's money, whether it's time, whether it's children, whether it's relationships, you know, whatever. Again, people can't be stolen from you, okay? So for the energy that's like, you know, well, I'm going to steal your kids from you. Yes, kidnapping is real. That's a thing, and people do it all the time. People also do that legally. Okay? So anybody whose storyline resonates with that, I'm not talking about having a child stolen from you. I'm not comparing that to having a boyfriend or a husband stolen from you, or a wife, or, you know, the relationship between a sister or something that used to be close and then somebody got in the sister's ear and now you no longer talk to your sister. I'm not comparing that to having a child stolen from you. The child being stolen from you, that is pretty much the one thing that I could exclude from this example. Okay, but other than that, all right, other than that, people cannot be stolen from you. If someone is somewhere and it is not with you, or if someone is for something and it is not for you, if someone is against you, if someone has made themselves known to be against you, then that person chose that. If that person is somewhere else or with someone else, they chose that. Nobody made them. You don't own anyone. People can do what they want, including you. No one can be stolen from you. If someone is meant to be with you, then they'll be with you sooner or later. That's not to say everything happens linear. Some people never get together. Some people break up and get back together. Some people stay together and they never break up. All things are possible. All things do happen. Relationships are messy, and like I said, they're not linear, and people can't be stolen from you. You know, so what is stolen from you, tangible things such as money or, you know, opportunities or something like that, if it was meant for you, it would have been made happen for you. Just like everything that happens to you is happening for you. It's a difficult way to grasp that when you're trying to swing that pendulum again all the way from one side to the other, it's difficult, you know, but you don't have to worry about all that great distance. You don't have to worry about that. You just have to worry about being in the middle, being happy, being contented with yourself, being in control of yourself, and you get to decide who you want to be with, where you want to be, what you want to do, who you want to talk to, who you don't want to be with, who you don't want to talk to. You're in control of all that, just like all those other people. So anybody who thinks like, they're going to come in and steal your wife or come in and, steal your job from you or whatever, it's not going to work unless it was meant to work or unless you buy into it. Those are the only two ways that things ever happen in the world. If they're meant to or if you agree to it. Period. Because you're in control of everything that matters to you at an individual level. It's a tower for anyone else who tries to affect anything else because they're only bringing towers to themselves. If they are using emotional bonds in order to destroy another person, they are destroying their own emotional bond to begin with. They are burning their own house down. And then, no doubt, with that type of behavior, no doubt they're going to stand in the rubble of the ruin and the smoke and the fire when everything is crumbled and gone away and there's nothing but ash to stand upon. And they're going to stand there and they're going to cry and bemoan their fate and blame you or anybody else. They're going to repeat that same pattern. Just how they got into that mess that is the tower that is befalling their life. And it's not the first tower they've gone through. This energy of the Empress inverted, this is a seasoned and person who has got on in their years. This is an individual who is not a child. No, not at all. This is a person who has gone through towers repeatedly in their life. And repeatedly, they scapegoat people. Repeatedly, they pretend. They make believe of their life. They run away from their problems. They repeatedly take their aggression out on others. And this Empress and inverted energy in particular, this energy has harmed people in their own family. This might be that Black Widow energy that shows up occasionally. This might be someone who is under house arrest because they got caught up for one crime. This could be someone who is in prison because they got caught up for one crime. Their child in inversion could be someone who's in prison because they got up for one crime. But it is only the first of many, or it is only one in a long consecutive line of many towers that this individual has yet to go through or has been going through. It is a revolving door of towers. 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 Empress and inverted energies and their child dynamic, both of them in inversion, are experiencing these towers over and over again. So there's some terrible fate having befallen these individuals because this energy might be someone who's a Black Widow. This energy might be someone who is guilty of murder. They might have taken members of their own family out, or they might be guilty of killing someone within this parent-child dynamic. The Tower of Death here on the bottom. Someone might be guilty of someone's death. They might be directly involved or indirectly involved. They might be involved in a cover-up about a death or something. Like I'm getting this energy that this individual who is either imprisoned, stuck in their head, or under house arrest, this fate that has befallen them, it is only the very first domino. I keep being given this domino allegory, I guess that's the word for it. It's like, this is only the very first one. There's a whole line of crimes. There's a whole thing that just the first little thing has been uncovered. Just the first truth has been uncovered. Just the first domino has fallen or is about to fall, and then everything else, because of the way that the dominoes are set up, because of how many people are involved, or because of how long historied abuse this toxicity in this family unit has been, or this toxicity that this mother figure in particular has had. And then the way that they found you somehow, some way. They found you, or you were born into this family or something. This is your own mother. I don't know. Hopefully not. Okay, but again, members collective out there dealing with that too. Absolutely. Okay, but somehow, some way, this Empress and inverted has decided that you, an Empress in the upright, because you're everything that they want to be, you're everything they're not, you're everything they hate you for it, right? So they have chosen you as their scapegoat, as their sacrifice. They have chosen you as the person they want to pretend that they are. They have chosen you as the person that is everything they can never be, so they hate you for it. They've chosen you because you're the most likely target, because you're their child, or because there's this parent-child dynamic with somebody you were with. Or this could be a grandparent of your child. Like I said, this could be your parent or your in-law. Take it as it resonates. Trying to steal children, trying to take control over inheritance, trying to maintain control at all costs, working together with people here in the environment with ill intent, preying upon people's weaknesses, preying upon the weak and the vulnerable in general, such as children, their own perhaps. They might have preyed upon the weak and the vulnerable, working together here in the environment in a toxic and corrupted manner, abusing their authority, abusing their positions of power, abusing their positions at work or something. And they might have culminated in someone dying or someone being hurt to the point where the death card, King of Swords, there could be someone official involved. There could be officials involved. I'm getting the word official. So this could be someone who holds office. Take it as it resonates. This could be law enforcement. This could be anybody who holds office. Okay? Political, whatever. A seat or an office. That's what I'm being told. A seat or an office. Okay. So again, this could be someone who they worked with also. Someone who is an official. Someone who, because crimes at these levels that collective we have been dealing with, okay, crimes at these levels, they are not committed by petty thieves or whatever. No, they're committed by crime syndicates. They're committed by organized crime families. They're committed by whatever. There's special investigators for it, Special investigators for their type of victims too, because the victims could be children or a child. Okay. Messages for the collective. We're done with this. The Two of Pentacles. Someone's trying to keep something going. Someone's trying to keep something up in the air. Okay, we're done with this now. Alright, we're done with that part of the messaging. Switching now. Gonna clear this energy out. Ask for some fresh energy or different messaging for members of the collective that may resonate if that previous part did not. Page of Swords, Ace of Swords. Okay. Page of Swords on the bottom. Thank you. Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guides. Messages for the collective. Messages for the collective. What is collective enough this time? Thank you. Hierophant and the Nine of Cups. wants to get married. Someone's wish fulfillment is marriage, or someone's selfishness has led to the dissolution of a marriage. There's something about someone's selfish tendencies, or someone is claiming someone else to be intoxicated or inebriated at church, or through like divorce proceedings or something. Take it as it resonates. Something about a work structure or a social structure or church, or someone's life structure. Someone's restructuring what is important to them, what makes them feel good, or what their priorities in life are. Someone's restructuring that, or it's being restructured. Justice. We have Lady Justice here. Something happening as far as karmic scales being balanced. Something happening spiritual court. Something happening physical court. Something happening official. I'm getting that official energy again. Officials could be involved at a level that were previously not involved. So there could have been a lot of corruption previously. So now there's more officials involved because the crimes are more heinous or something. This could also be this justice. This could be something that, you know, like I'm saying, a marriage or a divorce. And then the feelings or the accusations or allegations around it. 3 of Cups. Someone maybe claiming someone infidelity. Someone claiming infidelity, and is it gonna work? Judgment. Someone's judging whether infidelity should be a factor upon the dissolution of the marriage. For what? Money, obviously. 9 of Swords. So this could have something to do with somebody's job. The 3 of Coins again. The 8 of Coins, somebody's job. Someone has a whole body of work to show. There's been 8 years. This couple could have been together 8 years. The marriage could have lasted 8 years. Now they're getting divorced or something. The 6 of Wands. Okay, it's a victory. So, collective, if you know that your partner is cheating on you and you're questioning whether, if you go through with filing for divorce, whether you'll be able to prove what I was just talking about, the answer is yes. The answer is you have a lot of evidence toward it. Also, this could be about the work or the job or something. Hiring a good lawyer, someone who has years in experience, someone who's not inexperienced at this sort of thing. Like, get a good lawyer if you're looking to prove infidelity or something like that. Get a good lawyer. But that if all of that is covered, if your priorities are straight, meaning you yourself weren't in the wrong and are trying to frame someone and get away with not having to be responsible financially for your partner, even though that's what you agreed to upon the agreement within the marriage. Again, don't take my advice, okay? I'm not a professional, all right? But if your priorities were straight, if you went into the marriage with good faith, if you had a sure-footed foundation faith going into this union or going into this contract or whatever this is, and you can also, all your ducks are lined up. If you have a whole body of work, if you can hire someone who's had a whole body of work, if you put in sufficient time and you've given the relationship, like I said, your priorities are straight, you put in sufficient time, and then, you know, this person is just using you or is cheating on you, and you can prove it other than something that is dismissible or inadmissible, okay? So, like, then it would be the win. So that's an answer to your question. Are we really over here trying to figure out whether someone can prove infidelity? Y'all need to consult a professional, okay? we're not doing consult. I'm not consulting. I'm not going to consult you on your. Okay, King of Cups. I'm not going to consult you on your your advice on whether you should try to get away with more than what is fair share in the dissolution of the marriage. King of Cups. Okay. Masculine water signs could be you. Again, the when. What about this? The Hanged Man. Okay, King Cups could have tried to make a sacrifice out of you, or someone could be feeling stuck right now because they can't move forward with what they want to move forward with. Or someone could be feeling that they're having a different perspective on you. It could be a King Cups who feels that they have had a shift in perspective on you, or it could be someone who feels that they have had a shift in perspective on a King of Cups. Take it as it resonates. There could be a King Cups who's stuck out here or feels stuck. You could be this King Cups. Someone could have tried to make a sacrifice of you. Someone could be trying to leave you high and dry. Someone could be trying to take all your stuff, King Cups. That could be a warning here. Someone trying to leave you hung out on a limb. But in all actuality, just like this figure here, you got yourself there. So if you got yourself out there, you can get yourself down from this limb you're stuck on or whatever. Okay, you're in control of that rope that binds you to the tree. All right, King Cups. Sun, Divine Masculine on the bottom. Messages for the collective. What about this? King Cups and the Hangman. What about this King Cups and the Hangman? Messages for collective. Tower. Something about the Tower again. What about this Tower? Messages for the collective. What about this King Cups Hangman? What about this King Cups Hangman? What does the collective need to know about this? What does the collective need to know about this King Cups Hangman? What does the collective need to know about this King Cups Hangman? Strength. So, okay. Why are we doing the advice today? King Cups, if you feel stuck and you're not sure if you have a strong case and you want to move forward with this, whatever it is you're trying to do, Spirit says that it's a strong case, or you have the strength is with you, you know, the power is with you, you're feeling powerful. Don't let pride and ego get in the way. Make sure that your priorities are straight, but that you have a strong case. Don't take more than is your fair share, but that you have a strong case against someone who might be trying to take from you. Someone who might be trying to leave you high and dry. It could be a Leo who's trying to leave you high and dry or something, I don't know. Judgment on the bottom. Could be King Cups who feels that they're under judgment, or you could have called down judgment on a King Cups. Nine of Pentacles. You could have gained your independence from this King of Cups. This whole divorce thing could have been something that this King of Cups tried to do to you. This King of Cups could have tried to leave you high and dry, thinking that they had a strong position. Something to do with either your independence or calling you codependent. Something to do with how you make your money. Calling you some sort of sex worker, I'm getting. All right, this might be tapping back into that previous energy of what was going on with the dissolution of the marriage. This King of Cups, your ex might have tried to call you an sex worker. This King of Cups might have tried to accuse you of being like an unfit parent, or they might have been trying to gather evidence, or they might have tried to manufacture evidence, because this Hanged Man, it's like they're trying to sacrifice you. The King of Cups wanted to leave you high and dry. The King of Cups wanted to make a sacrifice of you. They wanted to sacrifice you. So they either entered into an emotional relationship with intent to sacrifice you, or when things went south and the divorce or the separation happened or whatever, when things went to court, it was like this was the King of Cups plan, was to make a sacrifice of you, was to make you the scapegoat, was to blame you for all the problems in the relationship or the marriage or whatever, or even manufacture evidence against you, trying to make you, paint you like a bad parent, or even try to say that you were doing criminal things. I mean, I don't know, collective, take it as it resonates, okay? But you stayed strong. You remained, or you regained your independence. The divorce has been finalized. You're single. You're strong. You have the strong position. They tried to tear you down. They tried to take your power away, but you were unwilling to go into agreement with that. You're this strong individual. You're not a coward. This King of Cups who tried to make a sacrifice of you, they're the coward. You're the strong, independent woman. This is giving all the single ladies. All the single ladies. Okay, that's what this is giving. It's you, collective. You're single men. Single ladies, single men. Whatever. Take it as it resonates. Masculine, feminine. Judgment. Yeah, this King of Cups could be under judgment for the way they treated you, trying to make a sacrifice of you. You know, trying to basically tarnish your reputation, tear down your character, or even see you, like I said, see you hung out to dry, see you with nothing, or tried to make out like you were codependent, like you couldn't live without them, you'd be nothing with them, or they tried to call you an SDX worker and say that you make money doing this, that you make money by sleeping with people or doing SDXual favors. Stuff like that. That was the story that they were trying to make happen about you. Or that was the manufactured evidence that they were trying to frame you with so that they could get away with whatever they were trying to get away with. All right? And so they're under judgment for this. They're under judgment for intent, or they're under judgment for whatever actions they took. Take it as it resonates. Messages about this? Anything else? Anything else? Ace of Cups. You loved yourself enough to choose yourself. You loved yourself. You showed self-love and self-respect. This individual might have tried to accuse you of any of those things that I stated, being codependent, lacking self-love, that sort of thing, but you are stable. You're stable by yourself. Your position is strong. You didn't give your power away, and you're not gonna give your power away. You have self-love, okay? Could be something about babies, or innocence, or new beginnings. This King of Cups didn't want for you to be able to have children or have a new beginning. They wanted to rob that from you. Take it as it resonates. Wow. This King of Cups is, his energy is worse and worse. Dang. Four of Pentacles. They just try to hold you back. Good riddance if they were hanging on to you like that. Hanging on to you or trying to devalue you. Yeah, Devil. Okay. This ex of yours or this King of Cups, they could have been under the energies of the Devil, or they could have been accusing you of being you know, devil's concubine. It's death again. They could have tried to frame you for a death. This individual could be guilty of red rum. They could have tried to frame you for it. Okay. I don't want to read on that. Can we clear this energy out? Please, Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guides, let's clear this energy out. Let's get some different energies on the board, please. Different messages for the collective. Hopefully you got what you needed out of that. So whatever they were trying to do didn't work. They're under judgment for it. It's a Tower. They thought they were going to make something happen that you were blind to, that you wouldn't see. Okay. Can we get some new messaging, some energy for the collective? Messages for the collective, please. New messaging, new energy, please. Can we get clean slate energy? New messaging, please. Something completely different, please. Messages for the collective. What does the collective need to know at this time? Messages for the collective. Thank you. Okay, Two of Swords, Two of Cups. So you're blocked. Someone is blocked, or someone doesn't want to see something, or someone has a decision to make. Someone is at a crossroads and they have a decision to make. Could be in regards to a relationship or a union with the Two of Cups on the bottom here. What about this Two of Swords? What about this Two of Swords? What does the collective need to know about this decision, or this crossroads, or this blockage? What about this? What does the collective need to know about this? Thank you. The Five of Pentacles inverted. So there were those who pretended that they didn't see when you were suffering from poverty, or suffering from being excluded from safety and community, when you were being unhoused, or when you were going through poverty or illness, sickness, or disease. There were those who didn't answer your call. There were those who pretended they didn't see. There were those who looked the other way. There were those who didn't want to meet you eye to eye. They didn't want to see what was happening. They didn't want to see what was happening to you. There are those who are blind to the plight of others. There are those who are indifferent to the plight of others. There are those, someone in particular, who could have been blind or indifferent to your plight in particular. Collective. All right. This could also be you have blocked the energy of poverty. You have blocked the energy of lack and loss. Here in the environment, you're blocked to it. No one is going to affect you in this way ever again if someone affected you in this way before, because you are now closed in all areas that matter toward this energy. You have blocked off individuals. You're not communicating with individuals from a poverty community that you might have come from, that just wanted to, like crabs in a barrel, keep you in the lack mindset or the poverty mindset. You rose out of this. You blocked individuals off. You were blind to the poverty mindset to begin with. You did not go into agreement with individuals trying to say because you came from a certain place that you would never reach any heights that you might aspire to. You did not go into agreement with that. You made decisions for yourself moving forward based on what you wanted to see for yourself in the environment, what you wanted to see financially, what you wanted to see for your health, your wealth, your prosperity, what kind of housing you wanted for yourself and your children, what kind of neighborhood and environment and job you wanted for yourself and your children. You didn't go into agreement with what somebody tried to project at you or what somebody tried to cage you in or say that you would never, make it out of. This could be some sort of underdog story that you didn't go into agreement with. Therefore, their mental manipulation didn't work on you. Their lies didn't work on you. You were able to make decisions blindfolded. You were able to avoid what would otherwise have been confusing situations where people easily fell into the trap of poverty, illness, sickness, and disease. You did not fall into that trap. You busted out. Seven of Swords. What about the Seven of Swords? Someone's trying to get away with something? Someone's being sneaky? Lying, thieving, infidelity? Someone's being sneaky. Could be an Aquarius who's being sneaky. You could be this star who stole into the enemy camp, rendered them blind and useless here with the Two of Swords, put them in a perpetual cycle of lack, poverty, illness, disease, rendering them useless, putting them in the cycle that they wanted for you to be in, planting seeds of light in places of darkness, such as only the star could do. These are Aquarian energies, outside of the box energies, healer energies. You healed situations. You stole into places that needed to be planted with the light. Places of darkness you stole into, and you planted seeds of light. You could have planted 5 seeds in particular. 5 seeds of light. 5 little starlings, right? Starlings, isn't that a kind of bird? Okay, you could be this Aquarius. There could be an Aquarius out here who is a sneak, a thief, a liar, alternately. Someone from your old hood. Someone who couldn't get out of poverty mindset. Someone who couldn't make good choices for themselves. Someone who was always a thief and a liar, and so they're still thieving and lying. Okay. What about this? What about this energy? This is weird energy. This is weird. I don't like this. That's weird. Alright, so that was a little snippet of story for somebody. Take it as it resonates. Let's get some closing messages. I'm sorry, this is not a very concise there's like there was like 3 separate messages, but there was also just a tiny little bit of connector between those. Take it as it resonates, okay? Thank you so much, Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit, Ancestral Saints. Closing messages for the collective, please. 6 of Swords, deliverance. The Hanged Man. You were delivered from those that wanted to sacrifice you. Deliverance, enlightenment. Knight of Coins inverted. Rapidly. Okay, yeah. Maybe whatever it was that was slowed. Whatever it was that individuals external to you were trying to make stuck. They wanted you to be stuck. They wanted to assault you from afar so you didn't know who your attackers were. They didn't think that you were going to be divinely guided. They didn't think you were going to escape. They thought they had you trapped. They thought that it was going to be a successful sacrifice. They thought that they were going to be able to do to you what they had done to others. Okay? But either their movement was completely halted. Okay? For some reason, this Knight of Coins inverted is giving me Wheel of Fortune having stopped. Someone's wheel has stopped.
Okay, the wheel on the wheelchair here. Someone could be wheelchair bound and they could have issues with their chair, or someone could be looking at getting a new chair. Okay, I'm getting those energies, but the Knight of Coins inverted. This is something happening rapidly. So whereas your finances or your blessings of abundance here in the material might have been slowed before, now they're coming in more rapidly, or what was slowed before is now happening more rapidly. This is also giving that energy of the dominoes, you know, where something gets put into motion and then, you know, the force behind it gets greater and greater. And so it's like it's an unstoppable force. Once the first thing goes, they're all going to go. It is inevitable. And it is also happening more and more rapidly. The faster, the longer it happens more rapidly. That's the energy I'm getting. So people being delivered is happening more rapidly. The slow progress that was the norm for individuals who were experiencing external issue, that slowed progress, that has now been happening more rapidly. Individuals who were, you know, thinking that they were going to make a sacrifice of you, those failures and those negative backlashes and things that they are going to and they have experienced, that is also happening more rapidly. Okay, also this could be about your finances, collective. You could be reaching a point where your finances, you know, are coming in more rapidly. You're going to upgrade into a different tax bracket, or where something is changing with your finances and it's happening pretty rapidly. Okay, so that could either be money that was previously held up in accounts are now available. Okay, that could be job offers that were coming in sort of at a trickling rate or not at all are now going to be coming in. Whatever blockages you were experiencing before, those blockages have been removed. Or you have been removed from situations where individuals were trying to block you from what would essentially be fated events for you. They were trying to stand in the way. They were trying to be the one who would get the fated whatever offer or monetary value, insert here, or they wanted to be the one who would get the attention from someone that they wanted to steal from you. People have all sorts of ideas of how they're going to affect your life, but they forget that they can't control you. And anybody, again, from the very beginning, that energy from the very beginning, anybody who, you know, chooses someone else over you, they have the right to do that. You don't own them. And even though it might hurt your feelings, it's better that they showed you who they were, or it's better that they decided that they wanted to be with someone they wanted to be with more than you, because you don't want to be with someone who doesn't want you. You don't want to be lied to. You want for that person to be happy, and you want for that person to be with someone they want to be with anyway. But a lot of times these individuals who are like, oh, I'm choosing someone over the collective, they only do it to hurt your feelings, because then they want to turn around and they want to see you be upset about it. And when you're not upset about it, then they want to come back and they want to attack you. Or they want to try to make their, you know, person that they chose over you, right? Or the person they loved you for, or whatever. They want to try to make that person jealous by coming back and trying to, what, get back at you or try to make you jealous? Like, you know, oh, like, you didn't see me walk away with this person? You're like, yeah, I saw you. Bye. They think they're going to evoke a reaction out of you. This hanged man. They think they're going to get a rise out of you. They think they're going to make you feel stuck. But it's really them who are stuck. So you were saved from all these games, this tumultuous water, this unsafe place, these unsafe people. You were guided through these hardships, these blockages, these individuals who meant you ill intent or harm. You were guided. These individuals were sloppy. Their work is sloppy. The Knight of Coins inverted is giving not detail-oriented, not slow and methodical, but sloppy work. These individuals, it's sloppy. Whatever they tried to do, they're messy. Six of Cups. Someone from the past or family, childhood or nostalgic memories. Unconditional love. Two of Wands, a plan. A plan. Someone making plans. What about this plan? It was all according to plan. The divine plan. Ten of Swords on the bottom. What about this plan? What about this Two of Wands? Nightmare. Somebody wanted to try to make you look mentally ill. That was the plan. That's what all this was about. You were saved. You were delivered from people or situations or places where it was either a nightmare. You were with people who were treating you badly. You were with people who had ill intent. Okay? These people themselves are a nightmare now. Or you were saved from situations or saved from people. You were delivered or guided away from people, places, and things who were trying to see you mentally ill. They wanted to see psychosis from you. They wanted to see you suffer mental breaks. They wanted to see you in a nightmare. They wanted to see you in their energy. Because this is their energy. Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is like underneath it all. It always goes to the Ten of Swords. It's like ultimately they just want to take you out. So ultimately, you know, you don't need these people around. Why would you want to, King of Coins here, why would you want to be around someone who you know means you harm? If someone tried to hurt you before, or if someone turned on you before, or if someone, you know, left you and then it wasn't good enough that, you know, you were like, well, best wishes for them. No, that wasn't good enough for them. They wanted for you to be jealous and hurt and upset about it. They wanted for you to feel some kind of way. And when you didn't feel some kind of way, or when you didn't react the way they wanted you to react, then they want to come back and attack you. That's this energy. And so now they're in Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords, and they wonder how they got into this position. They have only themselves to blame. They ultimately betrayed you, and now they're being ultimately betrayed. They wanted to see you in a nightmare. They wanted to produce a situation like they were some sort of, you know, movie producer. They wanted to see an unfolding of events in your life, like they could orchestrate things in your life. People trying to play God in your life. People trying to get more out of you than they deserve. People trying to get more from you than you're willing to give. People trying to get more than what is fair or even due or owed to them. People acting like you owe them something. It's insane. Page of Coins inverted. They don't even have any sort of evidence. Someone who tried to, you know, falsify evidence against you, they can't come up with any. They try to dig dirt up on you, they found nothing. So then they start trying to falsify evidence, and it doesn't work because you're protected by God. So then they start trying to turn your whole family against you, or your family's already against you, or whatever this is, and none of it works. Not even the very beginning foundational thing works. Everything falls away right down to the very beginning foundational thing. The very first lie or the very first false evidence that was submitted, or whatever this is. Everything falls apart right to that. Because the first thing was a lie, and everything subsequent was also a lie. If someone comes in with bad intention towards you, the whole relationship is a lie. And people who want to see you hurt and then do things in order to see you hurt, they don't suddenly become those type of people. They are those people the whole time. So you would have ignored warning signs. Let's not pretend like we're blameless here, collective. Okay? But there were also situations where you needed to be protected, and maybe the only protection you had was your spirit team, was God, was your ancestors, because you were surrounded by enemies. You were being attacked from people from afar, so they didn't want you to know where the attacks were coming from. They wanted for you to be in this state of confusion, stuck. They wanted for you to be unable to get yourself out of a situation that they put you in. But they wanted for you to be under the impression that you got yourself there. That's how warped their own thinking is, and that's how dumb they think you are. They think you're as dumb as they are. Someone is only as smart as they think they are. No more, no less. Everywhere you go, there you are. Justice, yeah. So this could be the scales being balanced. Karmic law. Justice keeps showing up. I keep wanting different messaging, but you know, the same messages keep coming out, so we're just going to keep reading the same messages. All right, so something happening in court, something happening in the justice system, something happening with officials. Officials are looking into something. Something is happening as far as spiritual law or karmic law. Something is happening as far as the scales being balanced. Things that were unjust, unfair, imbalanced previously are now being brought into balance. Situations that you were dealing with previously where it was unreasonable. People were being unreasonable. And everyone pretended like this was just something you're supposed to put up with. Why? Because they say so? Well, you don't go into agreement with that. No. You had the same 24 hours in the day that they did. You managed to make good choices for yourself. You managed to not give over into temptation. You managed to not, believe people when they lied to your face. You managed to not self-destruct. You managed to not want to numb yourself or lie to yourself when faced with a problem or an issue. You managed to not hide or run away or try to lie your way out of situations over and over and over again. You managed to not pick up bad habits or commit crimes. These are all choices that you decided not to do. Exactly the way that these are choices these individuals who are guilty decided to give over into those temptations. They decided to make those poor choices. They decided to repeat patterns of poor choices. They decided to do things they knew were self-destructive, but they did them anyway. They decided to do things they knew would hurt another person, but they did it anyway. They decided these things. They decided to abuse positions of power. They decided to throw rocks and hide their hand. They decided to use children. They decided to play with forces they didn't understand. And now they're facing justice for it. Libran energies, the scales will be balanced. Closing messages, wishes for the fishes, anything else from this deck? 4 of Wands. So this could all be over some sort of house or estate. Somebody could have done all of this because 9 of Cups on the bottom here, wish fulfillment. What they wanted, what their wishes were to have what was yours, which was some house, estate, or some sort of stability, some union. They could have wanted to, this is, I'm still your man energy. This is I'm gonna steal the house because the collective already had so many gifts going for them. They were jealous of you. They were envious of you. They wanted what was yours. They thought they could steal what was yours. They thought they could lie to you and about you. They thought so many things. It's a tower. It's a tower. Okay. Closing messages. Again, this could all be over some house, some relationship, or some estate. Take it as it resonates. Closing messages, please. Ace of Cups, new beginnings. This was something to do with self-love, something to do with new beginnings, babies, something to do with a gift from God, something to do with the ability to give birth, or a new beginning or a new baby. Something about babies, something about new beginnings. You have a gift from God. You have self-love. Your cup is full. Your cup overfloweth. What about this Ace of Cups? Closing messages. What about this? What about this Ace of Cups? Two of Cups. A relationship. The Hermit. Someone could be looking into something in regards to a baby or someone's new beginning. Someone could be looking into someone's self-love. Someone could be being introspective about a new beginning, a baby, or somebody's self-love. Really, I'm getting someone investigating something in regards to a baby. Okay, closing messages. What about this Hermit Ace of Cups? What about this Hermit Ace of Cups? What does the collective need to know about this Hermit Ace of Cups? Temperance on its side. Someone imbalanced. Something someone did because they were impatient. Someone harmed a baby because they were imbalanced or because they were impatient. Someone could be being investigated because they harmed a baby. Or someone's imbalances could be being looked into. The fact that someone doesn't exhibit this self-love. A Sagittarius could be being looked into in regards to harming a child or a baby or something. Or harming people's new beginnings. Like I'm saying, that energy of when the ex looked back and expected for you to be chasing them. When the ex looked back and expected for you to be hurt by the fact that you walked away, by the fact that they walked away, or the fact that they chose someone over you. They wanted a reaction out of you, and when they didn't get that reaction, then they just continue to do more imbalanced things, because that in itself is imbalanced. So this could be being looked into, this behavior, something about imbalanced behavior, something about impatient behavior in regards to new beginnings, self-love, or babies. Page of Cups, a child, a baby or a child, or innocence. The High Priestess. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. You know of what it is I speak. Take it as it resonates. Piscean energy. Page of Cups on the bottom still. What about this High Priestess? What does the collective mean now? Closing messages, please. The Star. Not that then. Okay. The Star. So yeah, you're the High Priestess Star. Okay, so you could be a natural healer. Okay, you could be a psychic. You You could be like a psychic investigator. Okay. There could be an investigator who uses a psychic. Like these two could work together, a psychic and an investigator, or there could be a psychic investigator. This could be you could be the psychic investigator. Okay. Somebody could be being inspired by a psychic. An investigator could be being inspired about what to investigate from someone's deep inner knowing, from someone's intuition, from someone's knowledge, from someone's psychic abilities. Okay, so this could be someone who is themselves a detective, someone who is either a Pisces, someone who is a Sagittarius, someone who is a Aquarius, someone who is a Virgo, or any of those energies, either in the upright or inverted. But really, the star high priestess, this is giving the star psychic. Someone's situation could be being healed through wisdom and faith, knowledge, okay? The guidance provided by a spiritual guide or a spiritual judge, such as the high priestess, okay? So someone could be sort of combining these resources, spiritual guidance, spiritual knowledge, intuition, detective skills, being a researcher, being a librarian, okay? Being someone who documents everything, being someone who is a thorough, seasoned investigator, could be working together with someone who is a thorough, seasoned psychic, or someone who uses their intuition in a spiritual manner or as a spiritual guide, or someone who helps someone with their detective work, like someone who helps by means of delivering messages from the other side in regards to putting perpetrators behind bars on behalf of victims who otherwise would not be able to communicate with the detectives who would so really like to speak to the victim, but a lot of times the victim has already passed, and so there is no communication other than those who are able to communicate with the other side. Okay? Take it as it resonates. I'm going to leave it on that. Till next time. Bye.